How has your experience been here for the longest duration that you stayed here in Jamaica?
This has been one of the best trips we've ever had here. My children are 6 and 8 years old. They are comfortable at this property here at Travelers Beach Resort. The staff, familiar faces every year, familiar guests, the people that did come.
Welcome back to another video podcast on my channel. Today we have another special guest, good friend of mine, good friend of the family, Missy Ruggerio.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say Ruggerio. I gotta try and keep it Italian. But she's been coming to Jamaica for a very long time and coming to Travelers specifically for a very long time. So I was very excited to sit down with her today to talk about her experience here in Jamaica and more specifically during this pandemic. So let's start the conversation.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
So first things first, if you would just give everybody just a brief background on yourself, where you're from, what you do, what you did. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I sure do.
And we'll start there and we'll take it from there.
Well, hello. I am Marcy Ruggerio, professionally known as Missy Soprano. Just an American girl from Boston who traveled here on vacation many times with my mom when I was young. Fell in love with the music, food, culture, people, the sun, every aspect of wonderfulness that this island has to offer. And at MX3 here in Negril, one night I ventured out and saw a concert with Lady Saw, now known as Minister Marion Hall, the dancehall queen, formerly, or queen of the dancehall. I met her, did not know it was her at first, but I came to see her perform. But this is a long time ago. And the rest is history. We hit it off. We became good friends. And she couldn't get rid of me. I started kind of showing up at all of her shows and then helping out if she needed help with different promotional aspects. I was working in radio up in Boston as well. And one night at one of the shows, the DJ didn't show up. And she threw the CD at me and she said, go play the CD. And then I became a DJ. No equipment, no training. It was just press play or go home, because whatever Marion needed, I would like to have been there to do. And I traveled the world with her for over 14 years. Very proud of that. It's led to many more opportunities, Jamaican films, Jamaican plays, travel to places I never even heard of before, because that's how large she was and how massive reggae music is. And I'm forever thankful to her for the experience, and for anyone that knows her and familiar with her music, she's the greatest with controversy.
And no, it's an amazing story, because I remember when I used to tell people, like back in the day, like, yeah, that's Lady Saw's manager, and they were like, no, like how? That doesn't even make sense to me. And I was like, no, that's Missy. And through your journey, like, everybody knows you in the industry, especially like the old school dance hall artists.
Winthrope. I'm 42. Well, I always networked with or without her, before her, and still. I'm a people person, as you know. I talk to everyone everywhere I go. People are awesome, and it's through experience that led me to rock out with her as long as I did too. She wasn't keeping dead weight around, that's for sure. So I got in where I fit in, and like I said, it's led to so many other opportunities. I've DJ'd for Beenie Man, Bungie Garland, Fan Lyons. I've clashed with Wyclef Jean in a studio in New York City. He swept me under the rug. I don't have dub plates. I didn't know Winthrope. So
that's crazy.
Yes.
Nah,
awesome.
Always hearing your stories is like, I'm always amazed that you that was your life, and you had that experience. We're in a very different time. I feel like both of us are in a very different space than we were back then.
Yes.
But keeping in the past, so to speak, when was the first time that you came to Jamaica?
I came in Negril, or
just your first trip to Jamaica.
Our first trip was, I think, in '89 at the Ocho Rios. I think it was the Holiday Inn in Ocho Rios.
Yeah.
And it was all inclusive. You're gonna be editing this. You hear that baby? There's a lovely baby in the background. Is that gonna be?
These are good mics.
Okay, great. Sorry to do that. So Ocho Rios in 1989, and then my mom found Negril as just an unseasoned traveler. She loved Ocho Rios. She knew she wanted to come back to Jamaica, and then we came to Point Village in 93, and we've never really stayed anywhere else since then, aside from my work with Marion, where I lived in Kingston with her. Aside from that, when we vacation, we come to Negril.
Okay. And so why Negril of all the places in Jamaica?
Not you would ask that. Well, the beach.
Okay.
The beach is a big draw. It's still, public in a sense where you can walk the 7 miles of beach. You can party hop, bar hop, club hop, and the nightlife is incredible. The nightlife is great. Negril is still building. When we first came here, not this many places. You guys were here. Not this many places though. And for what we were looking for at the time, or for what my mom was looking for, Negril had it all.
Okay. And you fell in love subsequently.
Absolutely. And one thing about coming to Negril year after year, or anywhere in Jamaica for the most part, you meet friends, and when you come back, they're still here, and they welcome you. Even your friends that travel, usually we all meet back in January, the winter time. People that have gone abroad, they come here during this time. So we also, now that we come back at this time every year, we run into the same people, and it's a warm welcome, especially here. Welcome home.
Right.
And to hear your dad say that is like, oh, can't wait. Can't wait for that.
And I find that like really amazing. We have guests that stay here that plan their vacation around each other, and they met here.
Yes.
And they will always come back during the same time. And then many of them actually end up being friends outside of Negril, outside of Travelers, outside of Jamaica, and do trips together. And I just find that so amazing that people found this mutual love of Jamaica, and then that spreads out to something else.
Yeah, it's magical here, as we know. And now with social media, we can stay connected. A story about Kim, a guest here as well. I met her while she was in the Army. She was stationed overseas. I met her on a flight. I was going to a show with Marion. We don't even remember where we were going, but we sat on the flight, and she was next to me, the poor thing. I talked to her the whole flight. We exchanged emails, my Yahoo or AOL email at the time, kept in touch. And it wasn't until maybe 13 years later she finally came here for the first time.
That's crazy.
All these years I kept saying, Kim, come to Jamaica, come to Jamaica. And when she finally came, she's been here and back here ever since, often.
Right, yeah.
Magic.
Yeah, that's
Magic.
crazy. And do you remember your first time staying here at Travelers?
I remember what
so
year
the
first
was that?
few times, so I was going to say the first few times are, I was brought here by a good friend from Boston at the time. We were going to the Lady Saw, Capleton, Glen Washington, Cocoa Tea concert up at MX3.
Okay.
We rented a room. It was one of the first row. It was just a single story first row of rooms near the pool. I think it was $27 for the night.
Oh, wow.
This is a long time ago. There was a dirt road all the way up to the beach. The cabins were there. This might have been 1999 or 2000. Yep. And then a friend of mine, we came here not even realizing it was the same place as before, and we rented a cabin maybe in 2000. And I don't think I've stayed. I think one time we stayed at Treehouse just because we love Gail Jackson, but this is where we always stay. And as you know, we're going on 1 month right now.
Right.
We've been here for a month, and this is the longest that we've been here.
That's awesome.
Because we just don't want to leave, and the world is a scary place right now, and we feel really safe here, so we've extended. And
so how was your experience, like the process of coming down here to Jamaica, having to pass all the prerequisites to travel to Jamaica, and then the travel itself? How was that for you? So I'm happy to say that everything I worried about didn't happen. Everything that kept me up at night leading up to it, it was so much easier than what I genuinely expected and what I feared. We left here last year in 2000, March 3rd, not knowing what we were going home to.
my children went back to school maybe for a week and a half, and then all public schools in Massachusetts closed. At that point, we've been home since. So leading up to this time of year again, are we going? We kept an eye on the news, the travel restrictions, updated information weekly. We had our reservations, we had our tickets purchased, but we still weren't sure if it was really going to happen. One by one, we heard different countries weren't allowed to come here, or different testing had to be done. The rules were ever changing. So as it got closer, we went and got the test as they asked us to do. It was easy in our state. We have a Stop the Spread campaign, free testing. Drive in your vehicle, kids in the back seat, Martian guys coming up to the car in their PPE, and easy breezy, no pain. Test results came back that night on email. I printed it out, went to the Jamaican government website, the COVID website. I didn't know what to expect there either. Was I going to have to upload, take pictures of things? Not at all. Just, again, much easier than what I thought in terms of filling out the documentation. I did it on my phone. It took 10 minutes. Travel day approached. I'm traveling with children. Travel days are scary in a regular world. This was the easiest travel day I've ever had. Boston Logan Airport was next to empty. And when you're coming to check in for a flight to Jamaica, you're happy.
Right.
So the gate agents, the ticket counter people, I mean, it just was smooth.
Okay.
It was smooth. I can't say it enough. And everything that no one in the security line, maybe 2 people in front of me.
And Gio and D'Angelo
My
behaved themselves?
children, well, that's a part too. There's not enough time. Yeah, no, actually they did, because I think that children feed off of the parents' emotions sometimes.
Gotcha.
And when we're stressed out, I think they feed off of that too. And it can be confusing. And the ease of everything, they kind of flowed. But I had hand sanitizer, bleach wipes. I had hand soap. I had wet rags, wet cloths. I had everything. I had bottles, empty bottles of water. And when we went through security, I refilled them in case we just needed to wash our hands because they touched something and scared me. The airplane coming down was awesome. We flew Delta. We usually fly JetBlue. It was important for us to have a direct flight. We wanted to limit exposure. We felt confident that on a flight to Jamaica, most of the passengers, all of the passengers would have been tested within a certain amount of days prior to departure. We didn't want to connect anywhere else.
Gotcha.
So the direct flight was a big, the direct flight was a must. Traveling that day, I was surprised at how easy it was. And when we landed in Montego Bay, they told us we were the last arriving flight for the day. So it was a breeze there too.
Awesome. And then just how has your experience been here for the longest duration that you stayed here in Jamaica?
This has been one of the best trips we've ever had here. My children are 6 and 8 years old. They are comfortable at this property here at Travelers Beach Resort. The staff, familiar faces every year, familiar guests, the people that did come. When we first came in the first week of February, it was a ghost town. It was hard as a tourist, as a returning tourist, to even see that, because we know how important the travel and tourism industry is, money-wise, just everything for the locals, everyone that depends on the income and the revenue from it. So heartbreaking to see favorite restaurants not open along the way, hotels closed. There's certain hotels that haven't been open since before we left. When they banned the Italians from coming, we watched one particular hotel that caters to the Italians just pack up. I don't think they're even open still. So that's hard to see. Very hurtful. We see losses of life and businesses and so much of our daily routine throughout this year. But then to come back here in paradise, things look the same, but very different.
Gotcha.
And less of a crowd, the beach, less of everything. Right. But there's a curfew too. I come for the nightlife. I put the kids to bed. This is what not every night. Can't do that anymore. But I come for the nightlife. We expect to see certain shows, certain venues. Curfew's 8 o'clock. And that's okay too. So now it's a different year. The kids are coming with us. It's a beach party. It's family safe now. I can bring my kids to a live reggae show. It's it's over at 7:30. We're all in bed by 8:30. We really are. It's weird.
And so, how has it been with the kids with school in terms of doing online school?
Right.
And what's that experience been like doing Boston schooling here in Jamaica?
Yes. Well, for anyone that has been a homeschooling parent, it's not easy. I found it a bit easier here, to be honest. I think just the environment, the fact that we can be sitting outside. It's cold in Boston. We don't go out for a run or a swim at 7 in the morning before our call. I think the kids get a fist pump and some energy out before class. So I think that's one thing that helps them focus. The school's been great. We left with their blessing, I think, for the 2-week trip. Hi, Mrs. Orfanos. Hi, we're still here. So yes, I think that it's been pretty much the same for us, or better, I should say, because we can be outside. Your internet signal is awesome. If I didn't tell them we were here, I don't think they would have known. Everything, even my Zumba live calls that I've been doing in the gym, my normalcy in life has not been disturbed since we've been here, and it's better. And in the morning, for my children to come outside at 8 o'clock and see massive stingrays swimming by. This is, you don't want me to say that?
No. I'm going to actually take the video that you did today and do an overlay of that.
Oh, I have a ton.
It's fascinating.
It's a real life science class. We're Googling everything that we see. We're drawing pictures. We're writing. I'm trying to be as hands-on, creative. We are on a hybrid schedule in the city we live in Massachusetts. My children attend school 2 days a week and they're home 3 days a week. So they are missing the socialization. That's something that we really would struggle to give them outside of the classroom setting. That is the importance of school, to teach them how to play well with others. So glad I have two, but they can almost keep each other company. But here, I really want to stay longer.
Right.
I feel safer here. Your staff, the people that we've been in contact with, they're following the mask protocols, the safety protocols. When we've gone to other establishments here in Negril, my temperature is checked. There's hand sanitizer there. I feel like the supermarket. I feel like all of these places and businesses are going above and beyond to follow protocols and keep everyone as safe as possible. I really feel that's true.
I know you've extended a couple times.
I have.
When do you plan on going back?
Well, as of now, it's March 16th. I don't know when March 13th. I don't know when this video will air, and I'll probably be at home crying. I would stay longer, but we got an email saying that the school is going back into full time.
Right. Oh, I heard about that.
So when we get home, we will follow the testing protocols and the quarantine protocols, and then hopefully get back to normal, whatever normal that is, whatever that means.
Okay. No, that's really good to hear your perspective on your adaptation to the situation and being down here. And I could tell you, it's especially like you saw how it was in the beginning of February. Like it was completely dead. Like every single visitor who comes here, I can't tell you how appreciated it is. Not just us as a business, but just the locals seeing people here, seeing foreigners come in. I know it just puts a smile on people's faces, because especially over the summer, like it was unlike anything I've ever seen before. Like it was just a different world, different experience. There was just nobody here. Everybody was closed. So occupancies are low. Yes, business is not good, but this is, so thankful. I would have to say, from like as a business owner, like we're just so thankful for people like yourself. And it's really been, and I'm not just saying this as a singular hotelier, but other hoteliers that I've spoken to, it's really been the repeaters that kept us afloat. Like they're the ones who's like, I don't care about any pandemic. I don't care what's going on. I'm coming to Negril. And it's just, that's why I like talking to people, because I find it so fascinating that you're so, if I may say so, like so enamored with a place and so in love with the place that like even a pandemic is not going to stop you from coming. And there are so many people, even Canadians, when Canada shut down, they're like, all right, we're just going to stay till May or whenever Canada opens back up. And they just made that decision right on the spot. So without a doubt, definitely appreciate it. And again, I'm also very so fascinated. They're like, man, you guys just keep coming back no matter what.
Oh, of course. And another dynamic of my story is I'm here with my 73-year-old father, who's Italian American and a cancer survivor, a heart AFib diagnosis. He smokes cigarettes. I mean, he has a few things on that list.
Right.
That is very scary. And we have played keep away from Papa all year. We've dropped his groceries and we've drove off back home. And around Thanksgiving, he hung out with his buddies in Boston and he got COVID.
Man, oh man.
So now for him, all the more that he beat COVID with mild symptoms, thank God, he knew he was coming here. He just, at that point, he wasn't afraid. He's not living in fear of COVID anymore. And that's his story. I don't think I've had it. So I am in fear. And I'm doing my part to stay safe and keep others safe. So coming here, like I said, everything I worried about never really happened.
Awesome.
We have other friends that have joined us too. They've tested and gone home now. They've tested before, followed protocols. She got a rapid results back. Thank you. You guys are awesome with that. I have to commend you guys as well. I can't even imagine how hard this has been to keep your business open and follow these protocols. The expense that it's caused, the stress as well. And I can't say enough to thank you for being open so that we could come here. It's just been like a breath of fresh air. There's not like rainbows, unicorns. There's not enough descriptive words to say how we feel, and we're probably going to be in trouble with the school. But I had to choose mental sanity.
Fair enough,
and again, I feel safe. I feel safer here.
Okay.
I do.
And I take it you'll be back again here next year?
I've already booked, because what's interesting too is if you don't book in advance this time of year, you can't get a room here, Winthrope.
Normally,
you can't get the dates you want. And there's times we have last minute friends who try to jump on the trip, and I say, well, you won't be staying where we are. I know the owners. I still can't get you a room. And so one thing that I found with the repeaters, we've seen some friends here as guests that haven't been able to get in here for a few years.
I'm so sorry when that happens.
But it's true.
So sorry when that happens. Trust me.
Well, it's proper planning, and you have to make sure before you leave, you block those dates for next year.
All right, good advice.
Good advice, yes.
So just to close out, do you have any advice for people who are thinking about coming to Jamaica during this time? And what would you say to them? Oh,
I would tell them to absolutely come. I've never felt better being here. If you live in a cold area, especially now, and it's still cold, or even as it gets warmer, definitely come. The airline tickets were cheaper than ever. We might not have the nightlife to late wee hours of the morning if that's your thing here, but there is plenty to do all day. I mean, even today we went snorkeling, we hopped on a boat. It's been incredible. So this is the best time to come, I feel. Minimal crowds, and again, I've said it, just much safer. I feel safer than ever here.
Awesome. So that's it. Thank you so much for doing this with me and being on the pod and experimenting. Who knows how this is going to turn out? But
everything you touch is gold, man. I'm so ecstatic when I watch your videos at home, and I know we love it. The kids jump on the couch, Winthrope, stop, and I had to help my dad. Find me the YouTube channel. I had to help my dad navigate to you, but he found you, and I wish you all the best with all of your endeavors. From your athletic journey to everything around here, the place looks fabulous. The grounds, everything is just so awesome and perfect. And I feel like I could cry. So yes, all right, bye. No, really awesome.
Thank you so much, Missy.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you want to see a part 2 with Missy, let us know. We'll do it.
Wait, what?
See you guys in the next one. Later.